and welcome to Kuwader Knows. For today's video, we are going to discuss about measurements, the non-standard way of measuring, and the standard system of measures. If you are new in our channel, please do subscribe and hit the notification icon so you won't miss our future uploads. Let's start first with this question. What do you think is the world's largest snake? Is it the anaconda or is it the reticulated python? This question has stumped many people from all over the world. Rival claimants for this title are the anaconda, found in South America, and the reticulated python in Malaysia. So, which is larger? The answer depends on which attribute you would like to use for comparison. It is either we use their weight or their length. The anaconda is the heaviest, which has 500 pounds versus 440 pounds reticulated python. On the other hand, the reticulated python won as the longest, having 32 feet in length, while anaconda's length measures 27 feet and 9 inches long. After answering this question, we can say that measurement is a process of comparing. Based on textbook definitions, measurement is a process comparing an unknown quantity to a standard known quantity. Its many practical applications show how mathematics is relevant and useful in our lives. Especially when you are dealing science-related stuff, this topic can come in handy. In this lesson, we are going to explore the development of measurement from the non-standard units to the present international system of units. From the activity about anaconda and python, we see that measure something is to focus on one attribute. Example of these attributes are length, volume, and weight. In fact, measurement involves the following. First, we need to identify an attribute. After identifying which attribute to use, we proceed to the second one. We need to select a unit of measure. And last, we need to compare the attribute of the object to the unit of measure. Now that we know the certain rules about measurement, we are now ready to proceed and talk about non-standard units of measure. Since time began, people have always felt the need to measure things around them. For ancient civilizations like the Babylonian and Egyptian, it was important to know the areas of fields, the distance between two locations, the number of livestock, and so on. However, there was no accuracy in the way things were measured then. Distances were judged by time, by eye, or by pace, and sizes were compared in terms of stones, trees, or other objects common to their surroundings. The units of measurement used in ancient times were chosen for convenience rather than accuracy. Historical records indicate that the first units of length were based on people's hands, feet, and arms. The hand, span, foot, and cubit appear in the early records of Babylonians and Egyptians. Our Filipino ancestors, on the other hand, used dangkal, dipa, hakbang, tanampakan, and dakot. Many of these non-standard units of measure have now become standardized. For instance, a hand which is used to measure horses is now equivalent to 4 inches. A foot now means 12 inches. A yard, which used to mean the distance from the king's nose to the tip of the middle finger of his outreach arm, is now equivalent to 3 feet or 36 inches. 4 kernels before, now it is equivalent to 1 inch. The land an ox could plow in a day is now equivalent to 4,840 square yards. These are the examples of non-standard way of measurement to their counterpart in the standard unit of measurement. Here's the historical trivia. In ancient times, a cubit is the length of a pharaoh's arm. The Egyptians made extremely accurate measurements in building the Great Pyramid at Giza using the cubit. In the Bible, the measures of Noah's Ark were likewise given in cubits. As time passed, the systems of measurement developed further in response to the needs of real-life situations. The building of the pyramids in Egypt prompted the need to develop formulas for the volume of pyramids. The Inca, Maya, and Aztec live in rugged terrains and mountains, so they developed a system of measures to help them lay out direct highways across mountains. Eventually, as commerce and trade flourished, people realized the need to have common units to facilitate communication about size, quantity, and so on. This prompted the development of the standard systems of measures. The standard systems of measures. Two standard systems of measurement were developed: the U.S. customary or the English system and the metric system. The United States uses the customary system and some metric, while the rest of the world uses the metric system exclusively. The U.S. customary or English system. The U.S. customary or English system of measurement is based on the British imperial system. Its units evolved from non-standard units of measure in medieval times like the foot, yard, and inch. Since the customary system does not use a base unit and prefixes, it requires a lot of memorizations and it is not convenient to use. Each unit has a separate name. For instance, 1 foot is equals to 12 inches and 1 yard is equals to 3 feet. In order to convert from one unit to another, you need to know the conversion factor or the number of units that another unit is equal to. The next slide will show the common units in the customary system. Here's the common units in the customary system of measurement. We have the label quantity, unit, symbol, equivalence, and approximate comparison. First, under the quantity, we have length, and its unit are inch, foot, yard, and mile. Let's start with inch. Inch has a symbol of in or in with a symbol of quotation mark, a single quotation mark. The equivalence is 1/12 feet. The approximate comparison is the length of a half a thumb. Next is foot with the symbol of FT or apostrophe sign, apostrophe symbol. The equivalence is 12 inches. And the approximate comparison is the length of an adult foot. Next, we have yard with the symbol of YD. The equivalence is equals to 3 feet. And the approximate comparison is the length from the nose to the outstretched fingertip. And last, under length, we have the mile with the symbol of MI. The equivalence is 5,280 feet. Okay, next, we have the weight under quantity. Its units are ounce, pound, and ton. Ounce, we have the symbol of OZ. The equivalence is 1/16 pounds. And the approximate comparison of the weight of a pen. Then we have the pound with the symbol of LB. Its equivalence is equal to 16 ounce. And the approximate comparison is the weight of the 3 oranges. Next, we have the ton, which is the last under weight. We have the symbol of ton, same with its unit name. And the equivalence is equal to 2,000 pounds. The approximate comparison is the weight of a container van. Then the last under quantity, we have the capacity with its units pint, quart, and gallon. Pint have a symbol of PT with the equivalence of 2 cups and the approximate comparison of the amount in a large glass. Next, we have quart with the symbol of QT. Then we have the equivalence of 2 PT or 2 pint, and it have no approximate comparison. Then let's move to the last one, gallon, with the symbol of gal, GAL, and equivalence of 4 QT or 4 quarts, and it have a approximate comparison of amount in a small pail. Note that 2 quotation means 2 inches and 2 apostrophe means 2 feet. And this is the end of part 1. Let's continue this topic in our part 2 video, and we will discuss about metric system. See you all in our next video. Bye guys!